What is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you for checking this video out. What this video is pretty much what the title says. What is the state of Escape from Tarkov? It is a kind of an opinion piece and about where the game is right now, where the community is at from my point of view, and what I see kind of happening in the world of Tarkov. Um, yeah, I mean, and there's a lot going on. And a lot of you may be like, well, who are you? Why does it matter? I've never heard of you. That's a very valid point. I've actually been in the Tarkov community since about 2017. I've done content creation for it for a very long time. Primarily, like I've done YouTube a little bit, but just pretty much streaming it on Twitch. I found out about Tarkov way back in 2017. By watching people like Sequisha, Grims, Deadly Slob, a lot of these content creators that were playing for a very long time in 2017. I found out from them. And then in July/August of 2018, I finally got the game. I got a computer that I could run it, and I started streaming it on Twitch. And you can find me on Twitch pretty much every single day. Link down below, but it's twitch.tv/unfluffybunny. And that's kind of where, kind of how long I've been in, around the Tarkov community. I've seen Tarkov in pretty much every iteration it's ever been in. I've played in it in most of its iterations, back before we had meta animations, back before we had the flea market. I've been around for a very long time, and these are just kind of my opinions on where we're at now versus what we've seen in the past. Now, I do want to preface this video by stating that this video is in no way bashing or hating on Battlestate Games. It's not bashing or hating on Escape from Tarkov as a game. This is just what I've seen from the community, my personal thoughts on it, of where the game is at, and kind of what I would like to see going forward. But like I said, I'm not bashing on them by any means. They get enough of that. They don't need more of it. This is just I'm trying to give some constructive criticisms about the things that we're seeing, and maybe some solutions, that, we can come up with together as a community, instead of just always negative. So I just want to, preface that we're not bashing anybody here. This is just straight up constructive criticisms and the things that we see, or I've seen personally. Now, the very first point that I want to get into is it's a weird point, but as a content creator, it's something that I have to look at and kind of keep track of. And what that very first thing is the lack of player and viewer retention and streamer retention that we have right now in Escape from Tarkov. As you like, it's one of those weird circumstances that we have right now in Tarkov where usually once we get a wipe, there's a gradual decline in people playing the game, watching the game. We get a huge uptick when the wipe comes, and then it's normally like a gradual decline where interest in the wipe starts to go down. But this wipe has been a little bit different. We got the wipe, and literally a few days later, it's almost a direct plateau. Like, interest just died. And it's not just viewer interest, it was streamer interest, people streaming the game, and viewer interest, which is kind of a weird thing that doesn't normally happen like that. And it was just a straight plateau. Like, it just cut off. Like, the amount of people streaming the game, the amount of people watching the game just was gone. Now, there could be a couple of different reasons for that, and it's not an easy thing to just pinpoint. But from what I've seen, and from my personal opinion, is the reason that this is kind of my point number 2 with the state of the game. Is we got a wipe with no real new content, and it's very unfortunate. We got this wipe kind of out of nowhere. We realistically got blindsided by it, and the wipe came with nothing really new. I mean, you could argue and say, well, we got 2 new guns, we got a bunch of new attachments, Tagilla and the factory expansion, but the truth of the matter is all of that stuff that we received, we could have just gotten at another another date at the next patch. Like we could have 100% got Tagilla and we could have gotten the factory expansion with no wipe. Now, I understand Scav Karma. I understand Flea Market being level 20 that Battle State wanted to wipe for those things. But there was zero reason that we needed to have those things now with this wipe. There was no reason to. That stuff could have come with Lighthouse, with more content. But we got a wipe with zero real content, and it shows. Even now, we're like a month into the wipe, roughly, and there's nobody playing. It's crazy to me. It's people just don't want to play right now. The other big issue is that we got this wipe, so it reset everything. We got Scav Karma, we got Flea Market at level 20, and then Kappa got pushed all the way to level 71, a level that the top 1% of the 1% gets to. Like, unless you're a lab main, you're not getting level 71. You're not going to get Kappa. So now the incentive for people to continue to play late game, to continue to do those tasks, has been removed because most people aren't going to do it. So now what we're going to end up seeing is we're going to see a lot of players complete all of the quests, get to level 42, and stop playing because they have no reason to. There's no incentive to keep playing. Kappa was an incentive to play. Yeah, I mean, play for the love of the game. Like, that's totally understandable. There are going to be plenty of people who are going to keep playing because they just enjoy playing Tarkov because it is a fun game. We all love it. But the real incentives to keep playing the game are gone for a lot of people. So we'll see people just not stream it anymore or not play it or just play it every once in a while. It's kind of one of those things that kind of reflects the state of the game where it's just there's nothing for us to do right now, which is really sad. And I know that a lot of people probably feel very very betrayed by what happened with the wipe because we had been told for so long there was no wipe coming, no wipe anytime soon. And then when we started getting really cool events going on that ended up being wipe events, a lot of us out there defended it, saying no, we're not getting a wipe. Battle State's doing something really awesome. They're giving us events that aren't tied to a wipe. This is amazing. This is what we've been wanting. This is how you keep life in the game, by doing these really cool events and giving us really cool rewards for it. And then we got the event with the Scav Extract where it was giving a ridiculous amount of USD, and then it just clicked for everybody. And it's like, no, this is wipe events. Like, they're not going to destroy the economy even more than it's been destroyed. This is unfortunate. Like, where it was just super unfortunate. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Battle State caved to streamers or caved to any particular person or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying by this. But Battle State did give us a wipe with no content, and it shows. They could have easily held the wipe off until we got Lighthouse and given us Scav Karma at that point, given us the change in the flea market at that point. They could have given us this stuff at a later date, and it would have been with real content. And I think people would have stuck around more and enjoyed the game more than we're seeing now. And it's kind of unfortunate. But speaking on the, the unfortunates that were the events right before the wipe, one of the things I do want to point out is that we are now starting to get events that aren't attached to a wipe. If you had been playing the game or you had seen on Twitter, we did just get a really interesting water event where there was a heat wave in Tarkov and everybody's dehydration was going up. And then a therapist ran out of water and you had to buy it straight off the flea market or craft it, which was really cool. But the problem with that event was they gave us a stick, but they didn't give us a carrot at the end of the stick to follow or to get as a reward. They just said, this is happening, that's it. And that was kind of unfortunate because it was kind of a missed opportunity for what we could have got. Like, if they would have been like, hey, there's this water, this dehydration event, and given us kind of like points of interest on maps where there was going to be water at, like, we already know that Customs has 206 where they hoard water. Like, why wasn't that made into a place where you could go get a bunch of water and you could then end up PvPing over that water? Maybe giving us a quest from Therapist that says, hey, every time you bring me like a bottle of water, I'll pay you 6 times the amount for it. Plus you get a lot of experience. And it was like a repeating quest, that you could just keep doing to try to get more experience, to get to 71 easier, to get to Kappa. Like, we had this opportunity for a really, really cool event, and it was just super lackluster. And that's the thing about this entire patch that we've had and this wipe is it's just all lackluster. There's just nothing to it. With this event, it was positive that we got, hey, we actually are getting events not tied to wipes, but we're also not getting anything from it, which is super unfortunate and super sad to see. And I just want to see Battle State. I want to see them take it a little bit further. Give us more incentive to do these or to participate in these. Give us quests tied to them, things like that. So yeah, we were super close to having something very cool, but it just wasn't. It wasn't. A couple of the other things that we've seen is with this patch. A lot of this patch felt very rushed. We got the mutant, which is just absolutely the craziest weapon that's ever been added to Tarkov. It is good. It's really, really good, but it felt like it was rushed into the game last minute because there's a lot of interesting bugs with it still, like double animations for everything. Sometimes when you fire it, it just constantly fires until you switch off of it and switch back to it. Like, the gun doesn't fire, but you hear the audio of the gun firing just consistently. Lots of weird bugs like that have come up with it. Also with this patch, more audio bugs. Like, Dorm's audio is absolutely horrible. I mean, it's been horrible, but it feels worse than ever. Shoreline's audio was never been the best, but man, like, it is almost unplayable at the resort on Shoreline. This whole wiping patch just feels off. From the moment we got it, everything about it has felt off. Server desync has been horrible, things like that, and it's not like, I'm gonna say this: server desync is not an easy fix. Server stability, not an easy fix. A lot of the people out there on social media or that attack Battlestate games and they're like, get more servers, get better servers. Like, first off, if that's what you're saying, you just need to shut up, because you have zero idea how server and server infrastructure works and what a company has to do to get server space. I personally believe they are doing the best with the access to the servers and the things that they have. Would I like to see it better? Of course. I mean, who wouldn't? I would like to see a lot of servers better. But I think that they are doing the best with what they can right now. And I have hopes that in the future it will get better. The other issue that I have is with the audio stuff, is everybody on social media is just complaining, but nobody's reporting anything. Nobody's letting Battlestate know about these issues. A lot of times people are like, well, we can tell Battlestate doesn't play their games because these are still issues. And that has got to be one of the worst takes that I have ever seen in my life. Because here's the thing about it. Battlestate is an extremely small company. Even with if you just talk about their staff in general, not just their developer staff, their art teams, like receptionists, like their entire team is exceptionally small. There are thousands upon thousands of us that play this game every day. So sitting there and saying that they don't play the game, first off, you don't know that. I mean, I truly believe that they do, or else they wouldn't be as passionate about it. We also don't know what iteration of the game that they play. They probably spend all day playing test versions of the game and don't see the same issues that we have because they're doing a job. They're trying to do a job. So it's very important for us, the thousands that get to play it every day, to not just not complain about issues, but submit bug reports for those issues. Like, I don't know when our community became so self-entitled to everything and stopped caring that they feel like, oh, well, they should just know this stuff. Like, do a little bit extra. Take the initiative, step up and say, okay, look, I'm going to put a bug report. The audio on Shoreline is absolutely destroyed right now. Like, people a lot of times are like, well, they should just know that. If they played the game, they should just know the audio is messed up. Well, maybe they don't. It's our responsibility to go, hey, guys, audio's bugged here. We need to get this fixed ASAP. This needs to be a top priority. And submit those bug reports. Submit videos showing it. Submit clips. Whatever it takes. Submit bug reports. Not enough people submit bug reports on these things. And people wonder why it takes so long to get fixed. If they don't know, they can't fix it. That's just the truth of the matter. So instead of going to social media and just complaining about everything, do your due diligence and go on the launcher and submit a bug report. Make it a known issue, and they'll get back to you. If it is a known issue and they do know about it, they'll get back to you and say, hey, this is a known issue. We're working on it. And then you've done your job. You've helped. So that's one of the biggest things that I've seen is we as players aren't doing enough to say, hey, these bugs that, yes, there were a lot of bugs added to the patch. That's very true. There were a lot of bugs added to this patch, but it's also one of those things where we can do a little bit better job as individuals to make it more known. Now, one of the last things that I will say about the state of the game is, and this is more about the state of the community, not so much the state of the game, is, guys, if you're enjoying the game, awesome. Like, that's all I want. I want everybody to enjoy the game. I want them to have a good time playing the game. If you are playing the game and you're seeing issues, instead of just complaining about it, like I've said, submit the bug reports. Try to make the game a better place. Try to make it the game that you want it to be. If you're playing the game and you're not enjoying it, it's okay to step away. It's okay to step away from something you're not enjoying. I did it. I think it was like my 4th or 5th wipe. I started playing and I just wasn't enjoying it. I didn't think there was any new content enough. I just wasn't enjoying it. So I took a few months off. I stopped playing it. I went and started playing other things. And yeah, I was just done. I just didn't want to play it. And that's okay. Like, that's okay. If you want to take a step away, it's okay to take a step away. And then the best part about it is, because of the way this game changes so much, come back in 6 months and see if it's better. See if you're enjoying it again. And you may be surprised about how much you are enjoying this game again, how much you do like it again. So that is okay. You don't have to continue to play something and go on social media and be just a whiny little bitch all the time. Just stop playing it. Take a step away. It's okay. What I want us as a community to take away from this is, look, the state of Tarkov isn't in the best state. There are a lot of issues with the game. Desync, cheaters, all these things. Like, we know about this. They know about this. What I want us to do is try to be positive and think about things going forward and how we can do better to help them do better. Instead of just everybody going out and just being super toxic and super just whiny all the time about everything, say, hey, this is what I've seen. Let's see what we can do to get it better. Like, I get it. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of people wanting new content. There's a lot of people wanting to fix stuff. Like, it takes time. if you're not enjoying the game, take a step away. If you think that the content's bland, take a step away. That's all right. Do it. We all want the best from Tarkov. We do. So yeah, that's kind of my feelings on where we're at. That's where the state that we're in right now. I would like it to be better, and I'm kind of sad that it's not at the moment. But just take a step away. You know, that's what I've done a little bit. I'm not playing as much as I was. I'm just kind of chilling out. I'll play it every once in a while, but just kind of taking a step back, and we'll see where things go. So I want to know your guys' opinion. I want to know what you guys think. If you agree with me on some of these points, if you disagree with me, let me know. Leave a comment down below. If you guys liked the video, make sure you subscribe. I will be trying to post every single week, whether it's Tarkov content, Apex content, stuff like that. Trying to throw some things up. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.